Anthony Harwig here with a Brookfield girls basketball player profile. I am joined by Sophia Hook. Sophia, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you have been a mainstay on this Brookfield team for quite some time, but this is your senior year. You've been asked to do a lot more as far as a leadership role this year. What do you think are some new responsibilities you've taken upon yourself this season compared to some of the other ones?
I feel like honestly, teams have adjusted a ton since my freshman year. So I feel like now it's more of like a contributing role. I have girls on my team that can score, so whenever they get hot, I just got to get them the ball.
Like you said, by this year, if someone that's on your schedule doesn't know who you are, then they're not scouting Brookfield the way that they should. What's that like going into every game, knowing that you're circled on the other team's scouting report and knowing that you might see a different defense thrown at you every night that's trying to slow you down?
I mean, it's definitely a challenge, but like I feel like that also makes the game more fun. Like I look forward to it and I just try to do my best and see what I can do.
Has that changed your? I mean, have you had to change mentality through the years of realizing that you're on team scouting report? Was it frustrating at first to know that you're being double teamed all the time, or you're being,
Yes.
you know, given the other team's best defender? Was that ever kind of frustrating to get through?
Yes. I mean, there were definitely games where I wouldn't have as many points and I'd feel like I did bad. But in the end, if we win, I'd still be happy. But I feel like my team has stepped up, especially this year, especially the past two games. We've gelled together and we've gotten through it. So
I like what you said because I think a player like you could fall into that trap of being, depressed when they don't get as many points. And how have you kind of handled that? Being able to not take your points and put them as a value of how well you played.
I feel like in the end, it's not about the stats. If I feel like I've hustled enough and got even like rebounds can make a difference, pushing it on a fast break and just getting it up to usually Kaylee who runs. I feel like I could just tell whether I did good or bad based on how I'm trying, like if I'm hustling or not.
And man, do you have a solid group of teammates that help you out? I mean, what's it like looking around on the floor knowing that if teams kind of do that to you, then you have other teammates that can really hurt them?
It feels great. I feel like anybody we put on the floor is capable of scoring, so it definitely relieves some of the stress off of me in some of those tough games.
And this is a tough MVAC that you guys have to go through.
hmm
Garfield, Crestview, Liberty, Newton Falls. Every night seems like a battle. What's that been like for you guys as a team, especially this season, to go through it every night and try to really prepare yourselves, not just for a possible conference championship, but also prepare yourselves for the tournament that you're going to see in February?
I feel like it's just exciting. We know each game could go either way. So we really just look forward to it and have the same mindset each game. And then in the end, this is going to help us in the playoff run too, I feel.
Do you have one team that's kind of your favorite to play that you kind of circle a couple more times on the schedule?
Liberty's always fun to play. We've gone back and forth with them. Tonight we play Garfield. One of my friends, Laura, just moved there, so that's going to be a fun game too.
It's gonna be a big one when you
Yeah.
go into these big games. Garfield, Liberty. Last year Liberty, the conference was on the line when you went down there. What are some of the things that make you not make it bigger than it is and just go out there and play basketball?
I feel like in the end, it is just a game. Like we're playing it to have fun. So I always have to think, like, even if I'm doing bad missing shots, I'm thinking I love the game. So that's obviously why I'm playing.
And not a lot of people talk about your defense, obviously, because your stats on offense, get so much attention. How much pride do you take in the defensive side of the ball and how good of a defender you really are?
Honestly, I feel like defense is what gets me started on offense. Like I have to get in the groove defensively and like break a sweat if I'm going to make my shots.
This is going to be hard for people to understand, but you have gotten better since sophomore season. I mean, when people watched you 2 years ago, it was like, how can this kid get better? But what are some things that you think you've really developed on over the years as a varsity player?
I feel like I've developed on getting the first step and making moves. So if our play doesn't work necessarily, I'm able to take the girl one on one and either dish or drive and score on my own. I feel like I've worked on that a lot in the off season.
Obviously, that personal development comes from a really good coaching staff. I want you to take the time to talk about these coaches that you are under and how much they've meant to you, and not just your growth as a basketball player, but your growth as a person.
These coaches have made a huge difference. I feel like our new volunteer coach Jordan has definitely made a difference too.
We all see Coach Forsyth on the sidelines at all the games. Tell us something about Coach Forsyth that people don't get to see that you think that they should know.
He's definitely made a difference. I feel like he's always very encouraging at practice, and that just pushes us to our full potential.
What's one thing that he has helped you in the most throughout your basketball career?
I feel like he's helped me whenever I was about to hit 1,000. That was probably the worst basketball I've ever played. I was in my head. You could just tell I was off at practice, but he helped me get through it and made a huge difference.
All right. So that being said, what was that moment like when you finally got that off your shoulder and you were able to hit 1,000?
It was such a relief. It honestly felt great. Those games coming up to it, it was in the back of my head when I'd shoot the ball. I just kept thinking about it. But once I got past that, I was like, thank God.
In hindsight, would you have rather not known that you were even close and just kind of gone out there not knowing, or did you still
Honestly,
like
yes.
knowing?
I mean, it was nice to know, but in the end, I feel like I would have done better if I didn't know. But even in school, everybody kept bringing it up, and it just I couldn't stop thinking about it.
And that is because you get so much support, not just you, but your
Mhm.
teams get so much support in the school system. What's that like walking these halls and knowing that the student body has your back, the faculty has your back, and this whole community really comes
Honestly,
out to
it's
support you?
it's very nice. I remember our last district game at Struthers, we had a pretty big student section, and that just is great to hear your friends all cheer you on and know that they're coming to support you.
Speaking of the last district game, it's how the last season ended. How hungry has that made you this offseason and this season to try to get back to that spot and take the next step as a team?
It's definitely pushed us. We've never won a district championship. We've made it there twice, I think. Maybe I think twice. Never been able to finish it. I mean, Liberty's a great team. We always look forward to playing them. We can't wait to play them again this year.
Who are some players of the past that helped you kind of mold yourself into the leader that we talked about earlier?
Play Did you say players?
Yeah, players that you've played with.
Um Probably Laura. I feel like we play similar to one another. And the fact that we're friends also makes it so much more fun to play against. Like if you know the girls that you're playing against, it makes it so much more fun, I feel.
Who are some role models that you've had along your life that have also helped you become a leader?
One in particular is my dad. He's always pushed me with everything, like academics as well and basketball. He's what got me started into playing AAU, and I feel like that's made a huge difference too.
Let's talk a little bit about those academics. What are some of your favorite subjects in school, and what kind of career paths do you see yourself in down the line?
My absolute favorite subject is math, and I think I'm going to major in accounting and minor in sports management.
All right, so have you always had that like of math, or have you developed it?
I've always liked math. I remember in 7th grade was when our school, like, you would either get placed in the advanced or regular math, and I got placed in pre-algebra, and ever since then, I've loved math.
Now, is it because you're good at it, or because you just actually enjoy it? Because sometimes it's I enjoy it because I'm good at it, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's this I actually do enjoy numbers. Which one is
I
it?
do enjoy working with numbers, but I am good at it, so that helps.
What about the flip side? What subject kind of gives you the most trouble in school?
Definitely English. My mom's an English teacher, so she'll, like, help me out and read over my stuff, but I hate writing. I can't write.
That's gotta be a bonus though to have
Yeah,
a
it
mom
really
that can
helps,
help you out
yeah.
with your worst subject.
Yep.
What do you think is the hardest kind of paper you've had to write so far?
The hardest paper is probably a narrative. I feel like doing like research papers is easy. You could just hop online and like see stuff, but a narrative is truly hard for me to write.
All right, so now into the narrative of this season and how you see it ending, and what some goals that you have for this season for yourself. What were some goals that you set? What are some goals that you still have on your list?
I remember one of our team goals was making it to that district championship and winning, but I feel like our another one of our goals was to have fun this year. Last year we were hard on ourselves after that loss, but so far we've been all right, and I think we've been just focusing on having fun and playing hard.
One of the big ways teams stay loose and have fun and build chemistry are those team bonding exercises they do off the floor. What are some of your favorite team bonding things that you guys do at Brookfield?
We love to go to Dunkin'. Like after practice, we've probably went after the past 3 practices to Dunkin'.
What's your go-to Dunkin' order? What do
Okay,
you get in
I
there?
don't like coffee, so I get the peach passion fruit refresher with light ice. It's the best drink I've ever had.
When you think about some of your favorite memories with this team, whether it be on the court or off the court that you've been able to accumulate so far, what are some of those favorite memories?
My favorite memory was probably when we had Anna Reichert and Audrey Reardon. Those were two of my closer friends from basketball. I remember beating Crestview, and it was the game before districts, and we were like the underdogs. We just love being the underdogs and going into games, and I'll never forget when we beat Crestview that year. They had a very good team.
All right, so let's get to know you a little bit off the floor. We've talked about your dad, obviously a big role model for you. What are some other aspects of your family that you really enjoy and think that make it a unique family to others?
I feel like they're just really hard workers, and I feel like that's reflected on me. I know like going to college is going to be hard, but they're just making sure that I get a good start. So,
Is it a big family, small family? What side of the spectrum are
um,
you on?
it's small. I have a younger brother. He's 12. So we're at an age where like we don't fight anymore. So it's honestly nice. Like he's matured, so we're good now.
Does he hoop?
Yes, he does. He's in seventh
Okay.
grade. So he just started playing for the school. Yeah.
Are we gonna start to see a Hook come through the ranks in the next
You
couple of
might.
years?
I think his team's undefeated right now. So they're doing pretty good.
How much stuff have you taught him?
We used to 1v1 in the driveway. It would never end well though. He always got mad. But I feel like he's gotten better. He definitely has. He
That might
hustles,
catch
that's
up
for
to you.
sure.
That might catch up to you when he grows
Mhm.
up a little bit.
Oh, it will. He's gonna get bigger. Yep.
What do you think when you look at his game and some of the things he's developing? Does it reflect on you, or is he a different kind of basketball player?
No, I think he plays the exact same. He's a shooter. He can shoot. He's gonna pass me up. I really think so.
That's gonna be scary for every boys team in the NVAC
Mhm.
right now because they've been watching you, thinking, okay, it's a girls' side, don't have to worry about it. But there's a Hook coming up. So,
Yep, he's coming.
um, what about your future goals? We've talked about the career, the subject, but and the career path you want to see. But what about some things you want to see yourself doing, and some things you want to get out of college, and some of those more specific goals that you have in the next couple of years?
In college, I would like to play basketball. I still haven't decided where, but like after college, I just want to be able to find a good job and make a living. Like I'm gonna be doing something for the rest of my life, and I just want to make sure that I pick the right thing and enjoy it.
When you're thinking about college basketball and
Mhm.
looking for programs and trying to see where you fit, what are some things on your checklist of a program and a coach that you'd play for?
One of the most important things is definitely the coaches. I'm going to be with them for another 4 years. I want to make sure I like them and that they're going to push me to my full potential. And also the financial aid side of things. Like college is expensive, so I want to try and get as much off as I can.
All right, Sophia, before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to just shout out the rest of your support system, all the people that have been there for you throughout the years and how much they've meant to you.
Okay, so everybody in my family, all my friends, including the ones that we play, champion. I have a bunch of champion friends, Garfield friends, and then I want to shout out my best friend Madeline. She's been there through all of it. She's been my friend since like fourth grade, and all of my coaches, including Jordan, for putting me through all my workouts.
All right, Sophia, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, and we wish you the best of luck the rest of the year. We can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.